As everybody knows, the ACC tournament's been canceled. We don't know what that means as it relates to the NCAA tournament. We'll wait to hear on that. But I think the coaches and players are obviously disappointed, but we got to look out for the safety and health, welfare of the athletes at this tournament, as well as the fans and others. So I think the athletic directors and presidents, chancellors of the university are all in sync on the decision with Commissioner Swafford. And now we'll await what's next. I think we were on a conference call earlier. We'll have another one today in about an hour, and we'll talk about not only the basketball, but probably talk holistically about all the sports. I think we've been parallel pathing at Louisville, independent of what's going on here, about what we should do with our spring sports and even non-sports, exhibition matches and so forth. So the expectation is that we would likely take a hiatus as well. We'll have to figure out all the details around that and what that means to the sports. Our sport administrators are speaking with our head coaches as I talk to you guys right now as to what that entails. But there's a lot of unknowns, and this thing is, as everyone has said, the word fluid fits with the situation. It's been evolving, and it feels like we've been on calls for 3 days leading up to this. It's unfortunate what's happening with the pandemic virus, but we need to react to it. And I think everyone is concerned that there'll be full cancellations of competition, particularly the men's and women's basketball. I don't foresee that right now, but even if that meant a delay, but that's not certainly my decision. And then on the spring sports, we'd hate to miss any of the activities, any competition, but we've already been taking action with that. Our women's lacrosse team is on its way home from Delaware right now. There was some cases identified on their campus, so they're coming home. We're suspending other events as we speak, and we've told other teams that are scheduled to play us this weekend, they might want to just stay back. So I would expect in our full conference meeting when we get on the phone that the presidents and chancellors would support some level of suspension of this spring activities. So there'll be a lot more to talk about. This is just a brief update now, and after we have our call in an hour or two here, we'll know a lot more. But we're doing a lot of planning at Louisville on our own.
How should fans who attend this get refunds? Do you know stuff happens?
Yeah, the way it'll work is the tickets will be refunded on a pro rata basis. So the number of sessions that were played versus not played, those funds will be refunded back to them from the schools. And we sent letters out to some of those fans, and we've sent them out proactively to men's and women's basketball ticket holders that were interested in buying tickets for the NCAA tournament, so they're aware of the situation as well.
When's the next time you plan on being in touch with whether the ACC or NCAA?
2 o'clock. Yeah, we'll be back on the phone with presidents, chancellors, general counsels, and ADs with our conference halls at 2 o'clock.
Do you know what changed between 10:30 and noon that was going to go on and it was canceled by noon?
No, I think there's just a lot more information. It's literally flowing by the hour. I know that sounds crazy, but there's a lot more information being made aware. There's certainly more cases being found out about, and I think that they're trending out now where you can see what this is going to project out to be. And there's some pretty dismal reports, and then there's some that show if you take the proper actions like we're taking right now across the U.S. that we can stalemate it a bit. But today it's growing.
Vince, it's just speculation, but can you see a scenario where they don't play the NCAA tournament?
I don't today, but again, by the fact that things are changing so quickly, I'm not certain of that. In my own mind, I could come up with my own scenarios. I'd like to see it suspended till we figure out more about this, or certainly if they're going to play it, you've heard about playing with no fans, and that no fans means even with track and field today, there was an announcement, no fans, period, meaning no family, just no spectators. So the NCAA championships are going on, but with no spectators.
Vince, at this point, your teams, will they practice? Will they do anything at all together as groups?
Yeah, we have some coming back. I'll say non-sport competition, non-spring sport competitions right now. Since spring break's been extended a couple days with some of those sports, we've allowed them and say take off Monday and Tuesday. But for the sports like basketball and so forth, at this point, we'll continue to practice until we know more.
Will you have any restrictions on recruiting as far as coaches going out on trips, recruits coming for official visits and such like that?
Yeah, and we're making that decision independently at 1 o'clock with my own senior staff. My guess is we're going to have restrictions. I don't know whether it's going to be a full restriction.
Last question.
Did you hear of any teams here that sort of refused to come out to the tournament after the
No, I haven't heard that. I know there's one, I won't mention their names, I think it's internal. One in university is probably as strong as what I'm telling you we're going to do. I think there'll be more.